Hi, this is Dr. O'Hara. I'm going to pick up where I left off. I have already covered the comma, the semicolon, the apostrophe, and the colon. So now I'm going to talk about hyphens. So the hyphens are described on pages 97 to 100 in the APA book. So one piece of advice I have for you is check the dictionary, because words change over time, and usually the dictionary will have information that will help you to decide whether something is hyphenated or not. So for example, online used to be hyphenated, now it's one word. Same thing with worldwide, used to be hyphenated, now it's one word. When you use the hyphen, there's no spaces around the hyphens. They must touch the words on either side. You can have two items or more, like this one with the face-to-face encounter. And there's a really great table on page 98 that gives you the rules for hyphens. And then there's another table on page 99 that gives you the rules for words that don't need to be hyphenated anymore. Okay, so I made up this chart so that you could see some of the common uses of the hyphen. One is to bring two words together to describe a noun. So and one thing you might notice about these words is that they are a noun and a verb brought together to describe another noun. So these are some common examples that we have here. Notice how we use 6 trial problem. This is because this number is less than 10. We're going to spell it out. But this number is greater than 10, so we're going to use the numeral. And then APA makes this distinction between using words, fractions, as nouns or adjectives. And in this case, 2/3 is describing majority, so it's going to be hyphenated. But in this example over here, this is a noun representing the group, so there's no hyphen here. So do not hyphenate the combination if there's no noun to modify. So we are going to say the 15-year-old boy, but we would say the boy was 15 years old and there's no hyphens. Same thing here, peer-reviewed literature would be hyphenated, but if we say the literature was peer-reviewed, then there's no hyphen. Other places where we do not use hyphens is with ly words, so like widely, for example, here, or randomly. Words that end in y are okay, but just not ly. And then we don't use hyphens with what they describe as comparative or superlative, so better written paper, less informed interviewers, higher scoring students. These are not hyphenated. We do not use hyphens with chemical terms and foreign phrases, or a modifier with a letter or a number as the second element. And then I already went over this with the being used as a noun, the fraction being used as a noun. Okay, we use hyphens with base words. So here's one pro-Freudian, here's a number post-1970, and then here is an abbreviation. The other place we use hyphens is when both of the words that we're joining together have a vowel. So it makes it easier to read if we put the hyphen in there. Although you may want to look a few of these words up in the dictionary, the trend is changing to take the hyphen out. Any combination with self is going to have a hyphen. And we use hyphens with multiple modifiers of the same base. So instead of saying long-term and short-term memory, we're going to do a little shortcut here, and we're going to use the hyphen to take the place of term. So we can say long and short-term memory. So the hyphen is here. It's not hyphenating the conjunction or hyphenating all these words. Just like this is done here. This is just, the hyphen's just taking the place of term. So here's one that I see frequently in the papers is low and middle income countries. So instead of saying low income and middle income, we're going to use the hyphen to take the place of income. The other place we use hyphens is with terms of equal weight. So like mother-daughter dyad or father-daughter dance. Now do not use hyphens for bullet points in a list. Use bullets or paragraphs in a series. Do not use the hyphen instead of a dash to separate the title from the subtitle in the reference list. And the dash is only used in the reference list. Do not use a hyphen for a range in the body of the paper. You have to spell out two. So you can use it in the parentheses, but in the body of the paper you have to spell it out. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and my next topic is going to be grammar.